What's going on, guys? I want to share a quick story with you. I'm very excited about some silver that I picked up. And as you read from the title, this is the best deal I've ever gotten on silver in my entire life. Quick backstory, I was running errands with my wife, and where I live, there's tons and tons and tons of antique shops everywhere. Some of the antique shops I've been to before, I've been antiquing, so to speak, with my wife. I mean, we just kind of casually browse. We don't have anything specific we're looking for. But since I have 1,000,001 hobbies, when I go into an antique shop, it's pretty much guaranteed I find something I like. It's just a matter of whether, I have the money to spend on it, or whether I want to, have more junk in the house, because I already have too much junk. But I always find cool stuff that I like. So there's this antique shop, it's one of these places that, like, from the outside, it really looked like a crap hole. You know what I mean? It looked like they had some rusty Art Deco stuff in the front. They had like one old car, from like the 40s broken down in the front, and it just didn't look like anything really. It was close to a restaurant that I used to go to with my wife, and we passed there all the time when we're in this particular area. And so I'm down in the area and we're passing it, right? And we have a little extra time. We didn't have to be back for anything. So I told her, I'm like, let's go check that place out. And she's like, I don't know. It looks like there's just junk in there, But we decided, hey, what the hell, right? You don't know until you know. So we stopped and looked in there, and I could not have been more wrong. First of all, the entrance was very small, and it looked like a tiny little place, but when you walked in, there's just stuff everywhere. Room after room after room. And the one thing I really, really liked about this place was the fact that they had really good prices. A lot of times when I go into antique shops around here, everything's overpriced because most antiquers, or most people who run antique shops, they know a little bit about everything, but they don't know everything about a little bit. So like when I find things I'm interested in, like old knives, they're always overpriced, always overvalued. Just because they're old doesn't necessarily mean that they're worth a lot of money. I'll find like an old slip joint from, I don't know, the 70s or 80s. They may be worth $5 or $10, and they got a $40 or $50 price tag on there. And I'm always like, damn. Like certain things I'd like to get just because it's, cool old things I like to try out and review for you guys, but you just can't pay those types of prices knowing that you can hop on eBay any old day and get the same thing for $10, And especially when I see lighters too. A lot of times I'll see older Zippos, and their value again, maybe 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. In some cases, the table lighters, they can be upwards of $100. And you'll see price tags like 300, 500, and you're like, oh my God. So within my specific hobbies, because I happen to have a little bit more knowledge about specifically knives and Zippos and things of that nature. Even pipes, I love finding pipes at antique shops. But a lot of times, again, they're overpriced. This particular place was awesome. Awesome with their prices. In fact, speaking of pipes, I will do a separate video on a new pipe I bought from these people. But anyway, this one is about the silver. So I'm walking around with my wife. She's looking at, this, that, and the other thing. I'm looking around. And I see a little case with knives in it. I'm like, oh, really cool knives, of course, looking at them, and nothing special. Some Chinese knives, they're all like $5, $10, something like that. But nothing really sparked my interest, right? So on top of the counter, next to the display case, are these two coins, all right? This coin here, which you can see the dollar price tag on there, ridiculous. This is a 2003 Silver Eagle. This one is Mint State 70, all right? So this is a rated coin, a proofed coin. It's obviously more for coin collectors as opposed to silver content. And the other one here is an American Eagle. Again, this one, however, is 1998. So you see from the bottom there, and it comes in a little, kind of display card. So you can stack these in a case or whatever. See the American Eagle, silver dollar on the back. And this one, I guess originally was Kyler's. You can see Kyler on the bottom there. And something else, some marks, I don't know what that is. But perhaps a gift, some kid for his birthday or something. A like-minded parent, guardian, family member, friend, whatever, gave this kid a, silver dollar for his birthday or Christmas or who knows what. That's what it seems to me, some kind of a present. And he, put his name on there. So these two things were sitting there, right? And so I see these, this is exactly how I saw them. There's actually another coin set. I think it was 5 coins from a specific year or something. I didn't actually look at that at all. I should go back and check that out and see what that is. And there was a second one of these American Silver Eagles, right? So at the time that I was there, silver spot price was $19 and I think it was 48 cents, right? So I see this first and I'm like, 20 bucks. Like, all right, cool. You know, yeah, I'll pay 50 cents over spot, no big deal. You know, I always try to, you know, when I have an opportunity to buy silver, especially right there, there's no shipping or anything. Just, I figure 20 bucks. So Silver Eagle, absolutely. Of course, there's a premium on them. So, you know, it's even worth more than that just as it is. So yeah, sure, done. 20 bucks. Then I see this guy right next to it. And I'm looking at it, and I see these sticker on there, and I'm thinking, there's no way that's $1, right? It's gotta be some kind of error. So the guy's sitting there and he's eating a sandwich. He's very into his sandwich, and he was on the computer looking up some more stuff to, you know, he's researching different things, I guess, that he found to add to the shop. This guy was probably in his 40s, I would say. And he's really nice. I say, you know, excuse me. And he walks over. Oh, hey, how can I help you? And I say, you know, I'd like to take this Silver Eagle, and of course the pipe, which you guys see in another video. And I said, however, I'm interested in this coin, but what's the real price? That's my exact words to him. You know, what's the real price? So he looks at it, and as he's looking at it, I'm like, you know, there's no way it's $1. I said, you know, what's the price on it? You know, I'm interested in it. So he's looking at it, and he flips it over and flips it back over, and he's like, well, huh. And he's kind of paused for a little bit, and he says, well, I mean, if it says $1, I gotta sell it to you for $1. I'm like, no way. There's no way you're gonna sell me that for $1, right? I mean, even just its silver value, obviously, you know, almost 20 bucks, right? Not to mention these graded coins are usually in the $50 to $60 range. Really depends on the year. You know, if you have an older one, they can go upwards of 100, 200 plus. Obviously, rarity, you know, all that makes a difference. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I guess I got to sell it to you for $1. And I kind of had to hold in my excitement. Now, you know, this is not a huge deal. Oh my God, wow, yeah, big deal. Jeff got a, you know, Silver Eagle for $1. It's the little things in life, especially for me. I appreciate all the little moments collectively that give me joy. You know, it's not always about the huge events, you know, in life. You have to find your happiness in little things. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us happy people. That's the difference between a you know, pessimistic person and an optimistic person, is you find joy in those little things, and you don't, you know, you try to stay away from the bigger negativity. You know what I mean? So I am screaming inside. I'm so excited, like a little kid, right? So, and I asked him one more time as I'm handing him, because I gave him a $20 bill for this, and the pipe, which I'll talk about separately. I gave him money for that, and then I'm literally handing him the $1, and I'm like, "You sure?" He's got a hold on the other end of it. I'm like, "You sure $1?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what it's marked." Now, my assumption is this particular guy obviously works with someone else in the shop. I don't think it was just him. I think there was a woman that came and went a couple times bringing things too. And my assumption is that maybe he's watching the shop, maybe his father owns it, maybe a brother, who knows, someone who maybe is more knowledgeable, because most antique people, they know a little bit about precious metals, and pretty much every antique shop you're going to find has some kind of silver or gold or whatever, or at least silver and gold items, if not the actual coins or bullion. They'll be dealing with precious metals, and they know their value. So for him to look at this, know that it's worth at least $20 or more, probably in the $50 range, and to say, I got to sell it to you for $1, I don't think so. I think what he was doing was looking at it, and he probably spotted this up in the corner. And I'm assuming that because he didn't put the price tags on here. And that's what he said. He's like, well, you know, I don't put the price tags on there, but it says $1. I got to sell it to you for $1. That's why I'm thinking someone else put the price on. And they probably put the price on because on the top right, it shows $1. I'm assuming that means silver, $1, like a $1 coin, because the face value of this obviously is $1. It's a United States dollar coin. However, we all know it's worth more than $1 in silver. So I'm thinking the person who made the price on this thought that that was the price of this whole thing. So yeah, crazy find. I know for the average person watching this, you're thinking, who cares? But for the silver buffs out there, amazing. Absolutely amazing. The best find. I will probably never in the rest of my life pay $1 per ounce on silver. So this was exciting for me. So I thought I would share that with you. So overall, I got two, 1 ounce coins for $21. So it's not a bad shake. $10.50 an ounce. I'll take it any day. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Thought that was pretty damn cool. Now that I shared that story, I'll probably actually leave a sticker on there so I always remember that. I thought that was pretty damn cool. So there you go. You never know what you're going to find. So my advice to you is if you like antiquing or garage sailing or whatever, don't pass up an opportunity. You never know what you're going to find. This is a place that I never had any interest in going in, always passed it, never thought twice about it. I'm going to go back there again because they had so much crap. I can probably go there a dozen times and still not see everything in their store. It was really cool. So super excited about my my silver find, and I really like the pipe that I found. So stay tuned. I'll show you a video on that as well soon. So that's all. If you guys have a really cool story on getting some silver super cheap, please post it down in the comments. I love to read it. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and more videos to come.